Hi, my name is Daniel and this is my presentation on panic. So my real life situation is the coronavirus outbreak. A couple of weeks ago I was watching the news and I saw that there were major outbreaks of the coronavirus around the world. Then, coming into school, I started noticing more and more people every day were wearing masks, which was unusual for me to see. Afterwards, when I was at the supermarket, I noticed that a lot of people were buying their groceries in bulk, which was odd. In my opinion, I thought that these people were taking things way out of proportion and they were panicking over something that wasn't that big of an issue. The coronavirus outbreak has led to people exhibiting the same behavior as with what is seen in a herd, where everyone does the same thing. It had me wondering how reason and emotion could result to us behaving with a herd mentality. It was significant to me because it has changed the way I live my life, and it has changed how my family and friends interact with each other. I wanted to know what caused this panic. Why is it being treated as such a big problem? How is everyone getting this information? And how does this affect people's decision making? And that led to my knowledge question. My knowledge question is, to what extent do emotion and reasoning influence behavior in herd mentality? My areas of knowing are natural sciences, religious knowledge systems, and history. The ways of knowing are emotion and reason. So my first knowledge claim is that reason influences behavior in herd mentality in the area of history. The French Revolution is an example of when behavior is influenced in herd mentality. In the 1700s, France had three estates, which were the clergy, nobility, and commoners. The commoners were doing all the work and the other states, as well as the king, had more privileges. The Enlightenment was a movement created by intellectuals that were well known to use reason as well as science and logic. They questioned the class system in France. The ideas were spreading to the public, and because of that, the French Revolution started, with the economic crisis acting as a catalyst because there was an increase in taxes. Thousands of Parisians stormed the Bastille in 1789, and therefore they all acted the same and all acted in the revolution against the monarchy. The commoners used reasoning given by the Enlightenment, which was that the government should be run by the people and that everyone would be made equal. This makes sense as the previous system was unbalanced and unfair to the commoners. Reason influenced the behavior in herd mentality because the system of the three estates was always in place, and even though the commoners were struggling, there was never really any form of revolution or questioning of the class system. It only happened when the Enlightenment movement started in Europe, and that was what really sparked the flame of the idea of starting a revolution, because the Enlightenment used reasoning and logic heavily, and they questioned tradition that does not encourage freedom. Reasoning was also used because before the revolution there was a big national assembly with the three estates, known as the Estates General. This led to the nobles and clergy keeping their power and privileges and leaving the commoners with nothing, which meant that there was nothing else they can do other than starting a revolution to help stop the hunger as a result of That brings me to my counterclaim. My counterclaim is that emotion influences behavior in herd mentality to a larger extent in the area of history. Another perspective would be the possibility that the commoners did not start the revolution because of the ideas given by the Enlightenment, but they actually did it out of emotion. During the French Revolution, there was a period known as the Terror where tens of thousands of people were killed by the guillotine. This period was after they had overthrown the monarchy and had achieved everything they wanted to do. Emotion influenced the behavior of everyone in France because they were seeking vengeance for what was done to them, but it was not necessary due to them achieving everything they wanted and needed. Them seeking vengeance by killing people by guillotine was not a rational decision because it didn't benefit the people in any way. Ultimately, emotion did influence behavior in herd mentality because of the Reign of Terror, where the Jacobins killed 20,000 people who disagreed with the ideas of the French Revolution. This was guided by emotion as they wanted to make up for all the issues that they faced from the old caste system, but they didn't need to kill all those people because they had already achieved their goal. Another reason why emotion led to the French Revolution is that even though these people got ideas of revolution from the Enlightenment and therefore from reason, it was actually it was still emotion, as these ideas had been around for a couple of years, but emotion and hate towards the monarchy was what actually started the French Revolution, and and that led to the decisions made in the revolution, like the mass killings by guillotine. My mini conclusion from these developments are that emotion plays a larger role in influencing behavior in herd mentality. This has led me to create the subsidiary knowledge question: that is emotion the main factor that influences behavior in herd mentality, or is it reason? Brings me to my second claim, which is that emotion and reasoning influences behavior in herd mentality in the area of natural sciences. France's response to the coronavirus is an example of this. They have used reasoning and emotion in the area of natural science. Social distancing was encouraged by the president of France. He said that it is important that everyone stays in their homes, and there has also been a wide use of quarantines in France. Reason and emotion has led to people all acting the same due to their knowledge in the area of natural science. There has been a lot of research that is well known to the public and is funded by France. So far they funded 50 million euros, and this helps improve their knowledge in the area of natural sciences. The counterclaim is that emotion, reasoning, and faith influences behavior in herd mentality more in the area of religious knowledge systems. So an alternative perspective would be Iran's response to the coronavirus. The people of Iran have been using emotion, reason, and faith in the area of religious knowledge systems, and that has led them into acting in a herd mentality. Iranian officials are not imposing quarantines in areas. It is not something they believe in, and they believe that faith will be the deciding factor, which is why everyone is not worried about self-isolating themselves, and they're using the area of religious knowledge systems in order to all act in the same manner. And lots of Shia shrines are still open, which attracts millions of people each year, and that's quite a big issue during the coronavirus outbreak. That brings me to my mini conclusion, which is that emotion and reasoning would be used more in the area of natural sciences. the exploration of the development has led me to asking, is herd mentality more applicable to natural sciences or religious knowledge systems? So the developments show that emotion and reason influences behavior in a herd mentality more in the area of natural sciences, but it can also be seen in the area of religious knowledge systems. Emotion influences behavior in herd mentality a lot more than reasoning, but reasoning is still a way of knowing that influences behavior in herd mentality. It is clear that reason does play a role in affecting the behavior in herd mentality, but it is actually emotion that is the driving factor. All in all, after looking at the exploration of my knowledge question, I can say that behavior in a herd mentality can be caused by a lot of ways of knowing, like emotion and reason, and they can be the result of how people take in and understand the information given to them. Another real-life situation where this can be connected to is the Hong Kong protests. So everyone was acting against the Chinese government, and they were risking their lives as they were doing so. Thank you.